Thank you to all my Patreons for supporting the channel, and special thanks to Paragon for the extra crazy support. How you squirtin'? Welcome back to another video. Sorry, I'm recording this at 3 a.m. so I look a little bit, you know. I know this season has been an interesting one. Some people say it's the worst, and some people actually surprisingly really like it. My personal opinion is that this season is bottom 5 seasons of all time. Just for me, personal opinion, I did not like this season. However, I'm here to ask one simple question. Is this Fortnite season terrible, or is it us? I think probably 90% of Fortnite players could agree on one thing this season though, and that is that the summer event this season was awful. And I mean awful. Now I will say, to Epic's credit, they were on break when the summer event did drop. Now, I don't think it's necessarily the smartest that they go on break when they drop an event, and maybe they didn't have time to work on it. I don't know. But what I can say is that this summer event was probably the worst summer event we've gotten in the history of Fortnite. Now, maybe Fortnite's deciding to move away from seasonal events, but again, doesn't change that fact. All we got this year were the 5 ice cream cones that we had last year, as well as the firework launcher that we had last year. That is just a reskinned version of the flare gun. And I thought last year's summer event was already pretty bad, but at least cosmetic wise, we got a lot of new skins last year. And this year it was mostly just styles for skins we already have. But if you did like this year's summer event, I am sincerely happy for you. Like, genuinely happy for you. I think at this point, most of the community does agree, though, that that summer event was at least lackluster, if not just outright bad. But one event does not make a season bad, right? Well, not completely, but it did make it worse. Now, there is one thing that I do have to say that was very good about this season, but I will save that for the end. For now, I'm just going to list out the negatives. There is something that I need help from you guys, though. I personally don't like cosmetics that much. I don't think they're that important to me personally. So I want to know from you guys in the comments, did you like this season's cosmetics? Were they good? Were they up to par with other seasons? Were they some of your favorites, some of your least favorites? How did you feel about the battle pass? Me personally didn't really care for the battle pass, but I don't really care for cosmetics that much anyway. So let me know what you thought about this season's cosmetics. Were they some of the worst? Were they some of the best? Were they in the middle? I don't know. Let me know. But let's just go through what happened this season. We got the new update, which added a completely new jungle biome. We got grind rails in the terms of vines. We got rideable raptors. We got a new AR, which was the flapjack gun, which I think is pretty cool. They added some new puzzle locations in the jungle, and we got some new augments, as well as obviously the changed loot pool and changed augments. I would argue it was a pretty good first update for a season. I just sadly think that that was the peak of the season. One of the next biggest updates was the cloak gauntlets, which for me, that was just reused content from chapter 2 with the predator gauntlets. So I had already experienced that in the past and I wasn't too interested in it. The next update we got was the exploder repeater rifle, which was pretty fun to use. I enjoyed it for around a week and then I was kind of just like, it's another gun. It's fun to use. I liked it. It's okay. Next, we got the sharp tooth shotgun, which was just a nerfed version of the pump. Next, we got the splash splash. Oh my gosh. Next, we got the slap splash update, which is basically just slap juices and splash juices had a bastard child and made a new item. Then we got the Futurama update, which was pretty cool, but if we're just going brass tacks, the item that was added was just an item from chapter 2 season 7, which was the Bender ray gun, which was just the ray gun from that season. So personally, I already don't like that gun from that season, and it's just a reused asset from that season. So it was a cool update skin wise, and if you like Futurama, you probably would have really liked that update. For me personally, I didn't care too much, and I thought it was just reused content. Then we got the mammoth pistol, which I actually really enjoy, but I guess you could argue it's pretty much just a nerfed version of the deagle because it's only 1 shot versus the deagle's 7 shots, I think. But that's up to you. I liked it. I thought it was okay. And then next was the Jujutsu Kaisen update, which personally was my favorite update this season. I really love both of the mythics. The Hollow Purple I think is maybe a little bit too similar to Deku Smash or the Plasma Ball, but it is still very fun. My favorite mythic is the Hammer and Nails mythic. I think it's very unique and very fun to use. Plus I just love Jujutsu Kaisen, so I thought that update was super fun. Now this is where the point of the video comes into play. We got a lot of updates this season and a lot of new content. So was this season bad, or am I personally just being too picky? Well, it's actually hard to say because I do think it may be both. I've played this game for a long time, so I've experienced nearly all of the updates this season in previous seasons. Again, Bender's Rifle, already used it. Cloak Gauntlets, used it. Ice Cream, used it. Fireworks Launcher, used it. The Mammoth Pistol is like the Deagle. I've played with guns similar to the Explosive Gun, and same with many of the other items this season. So was this season good? I would say yes, but also no. If you have never played this game before, I could see you loving this season. There were tons of updates with tons of new items, mythics, and more for you to use. But for an old player like me, it was just a lot of reused assets. So I think this season may not have been one for the older players, but targeted towards some of the newer players. However, the Jujutsu Kaisen update I did personally like a lot, so that rose my opinion of this season quite a bit. Whereas I do feel like last season, season 2, might have been targeted towards the older players because I loved that season. I felt like we got a lot of new content and a lot of new mechanics. So personally, I thought season 2 was maybe targeted towards older players, and then this season is targeted towards the newer players. So overall, I think the season was decent. There were cool events, there were cool new items, and there was a really cool new section of the map. However, I think everyone can agree the summer event did bring the mood down a lot. So was it a bad season, or is it just burnout? Let me know your thoughts. The last thing that really did hurt this season for me on a personal level was the lack of an event. A lot of my favorite seasons of all time always end in a very fun event. But hopefully we get a new event soon because I need one. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this season. Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? What do you think they could have done better? And thank you all so much for watching. I read all of my comments, so let me know the truth. If you want to support me and my content, make sure to use code JoJoJosiah, or to support me on my Patreon if you want to see more videos like this. And keep on squirting and have a great day. See ya!